Yeah, I guess that's mighty fine country. Orange groves, sunshine. Say, I bet a man could buy a nice little farm out there in California and take it easy for the rest of his life. You see? Say, those chain store people made me a mighty fine offer today. $40,000 is a lot of money. What do you think?
I think you should take it. You've worked awfully hard for 12 years, and you deserve a vacation.
We could kind of make it a second honeymoon, huh? And see Ma and Willie.
And Hollywood. And all the movie stars.
Yeah.
How to do, folks? Just arrived?
Yes. We're looking for 5048 and a half.
You're darn cute. A nice cozy little place with an extra wall bed. But it's 55 and a half.
No, you don't understand. We're looking for the Spartan.
Spence, of all people.
Well. You should be seen.
Land of living, why didn't you folks let us know you were coming? I almost swooned when I heard you yelling.
I wasn't yelling. This old fossil here...
This is Mr. Thiscomb, our landlord.
How do you do?
Yes, it is.
This is my daughter, Helen.
You hollering that in the middle of the day.
Where's Willie?
Yes, where is Willie? Where's the kid?
Why, Willie's asleep.
Asleep at 11 o'clock in the morning? What's the matter? Does he work at night?
No, but you see, Willie's,
Come on, Ma. Let's go wake him. Bob, you leave the bags in.
Okay.
First trip to California?
Yeah.
Mighty pretty country.
Sure is. I suppose you're a native son.
Yep, too much of it. Burns up the grass.
Oh, yeah.
Quiet, please. Well, it isn't the old stick of the mud herself. Hi, you Torch. What did you do, come to Hollywood to have a fling? Well, come on, where did you check the old faithful?
Willie, Bob's downstairs bringing the bags in.
Yes. And why aren't you at the studio, young man?
Well, you see, I had a couple of days off.
Oh, then you can show me Hollywood and introduce me to your friends. I'm just dying to meet Gary Cooper.
It commences.
Hey, where is the big shot, anyway? Can a fella have a few words with his brother-in-law?
Hiya, Willie. Hiya, fella.
Who's this? I don't recognize her.
Oh, that's Agatha.
Agatha? Yes, Agatha Sliscombe. You met her father out in front.
Oh, I see. Well, you can't go wrong with the landlord's daughter.
Who can?
Pardon me?
Say, just what is your business?
I'm a director.
A director?
An assistant director.
Well, how long has it been since you've had a call from the studio?
6 weeks.
Of course, I have to prepare for my next assignment.
Yeah, well, any reason why you shouldn't be earning a living?
No, of course not, but...
Yeah, say, listen. You better come along with me. We'll hire a car and take a look at some of those farms.
But, Bob, the phone.
Well, if you haven't had a call from the studio for 6 weeks, I think maybe you can take an afternoon off.
But... Hello? This is Willie Barton speaking. Oh, Mr. Brown. All right, Mr. Brown. I'll have Mother... I'll speak to her about it. I said I'd speak to her about it. All right, Mr. Brown. Now we'll have Mother send it over to you right away. Thank you, Mr. Brown. That was Mr. Brown.
Yeah, well, who's Mr. Brown?
Why, he's the grocery man.
What does he want sent over?
He's sort of, well, that is,
We forgot to pay.
You forgot to... What's the matter? Didn't you get my check this month?
Why, yes, of course, Bob. But Willie needed a new pair of riding boots.
Riding boots? I send money out here every month for food and rent, and you spend it on riding boots for him. Huh. Well, that settles it.
Bob, don't yell.
I'll yell if I want to. Young man, you come along with me. Never mind. I'll answer it. Probably the butcher. Hello! Well, no, this is his brother-in-law. Yeah, well, wait a minute. For you, studio.
hello?
This is Agatha, Willie. I left a set for a minute to tell you that the big scene comes off tomorrow. And if you get down here right away, you might get on to help handle the crowd.
All right, I'll be right down.
That's fine, Willie, but hurry. Goodbye.
All right, I won't quibble then. Let's say $100 a day. Okay, goodbye. Sorry, Bob, I can't go with you. Glad to help you out some other time.
Yeah, well, don't forget your riding boots.
Oh, think of it. $100 a day. Isn't it exciting?
Yeah, well, I'll be able to control myself until I see that 100. Say, come on, get your hat on. We'll go and look at some of those farms.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bob. I've got a terrible headache.
Well, then, let you and I go, Mother, huh?
I'd like to, but I've got to cook Willie's dinner.
Say, what's the matter with everybody, huh? All right, I'll go by myself. Huh. You people should feel right at home on a nut farm.
Thought you had a headache.
I have, but I think the air will do me good.
Air? Perhaps Bob was right.
This school racket's all right, but if some pupils don't turn up soon, I'll have to go back waiting tables at the embassy.
I don't know what excuse I'm going to give my hotel. I've exhausted all the old ones.
When will you boys realize that it's always darkest just before the dawn? Any moment opportunity may knock.
Who's that?
Opportunity.
No, opportunity only knocks once. Come in.
Are you Hamilton T. Holland?
Yes, what can I do for you?
We're from the Globe Furniture Company.
Well, wait a minute. Just a minute. I was winning. I'll settle this. Just a moment.
Hi, Joe.
Hello. Globe Furniture Company? This is Hamilton T. Holland speaking. Yes. A couple of men who claim to be from your office are here to remove my furniture. I should think you would apologize. And in the meantime, cancel that other order of mine. Yes.
Where are you going with that? I'm taking it in. You know, it's been disconnected for 3 days.
Right, Joe. And cancel that other order of mine.
Is this Mr. Holland's office?
Yeah, in there.
I am Mr. Holland. Pardon me. Just take that right out, gentlemen, and be sure and bring me the kind of desk I ordered. I want a strictly modern desk, something with a dash and a verge.
Sure, we'll bring you back one with walnut trimming.
And don't forget the glass top. I hope you'll forgive the condition of my offices. We're having them redecorated. Won't you come in and meet my associates? This is Mr. Van Norton, one of my graduates.
Charmed, Miss,
And Mrs. Bent. Mrs. Robert Bent.
And this is Mr. Biddeford, my scenario writer.
How do you do?
Delighted.
I saw your ad in the magazine.
Oh, the ad. So you've decided to follow in the footsteps of Pickford, Swanson, Garbo, and Mae West?
Well, yes, that is I.
Exactly. Have you been in California long, Mrs. Bent?
Oh, no. We just arrived. My husband sold his business in Newark, and we've decided to settle here.
And a very wise decision. This is the land of opportunities. Won't you sit down, Mrs. Bent? Now, of course, about your picture possibilities. Of course, you understand we're only interested in pupils who possess exceptional qualifications?
Yes, that is I.
What experience have you had, Mrs. Bent?
Well, you see,
Have you been on the stage?
Oh, yes. I played the lead in the charity show our bridge club gave, and, of course, in college,
Oh. Well, then, you're not unfamiliar with the traditions of the theater.
Oh, no.
Pardon. Gentlemen. My associates seem a little undecided, Mrs. Bennett. So I suggest that we make a test under regular studio conditions. You don't object, do you, Mrs. Bennett?
Oh, not at all, Mr. Holland. I only hope I'll make good.
Will you gentlemen see that everything is in readiness on the stage?
Well, certainly, Mr. Holland.
Thank you, gentlemen. Of course, you understand that this will be simply a photographic test. Just to see whether or not you have that elusive something that is so necessary to motion picture greatness.
Oh, I hope so, Mr. Holland. I'll do my best.
Don't worry. I have a feeling everything will be all right.
Hey, where are you going with that camera?
I'm going to trade it in for a ham sandwich.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Joe. You got to help us out. Holland's got a live prospect, and he wants to give her the test build-up.
He's out of luck. We haven't any film.
Oh, we don't need any.
Oh, he owes me 2 weeks' salary now.
But I tell you, here's a chance to get your money. Holland has a sucker. A client. Come on, ask Van.
All right. Are you sure this is real dough?
This is the real old-fashioned stuff.
What do you say, Joe? What can we lose?
All right. Come on now, boys. Get it all set up, and we'll go.
Come on.
Just be completely at ease, Mrs. Bent. I want you to feel perfectly at home. Just relax. Mrs. Bent, would you mind standing for just a moment while we make a few adjustments? Is this position all right for you, Joe? I want Mrs. Bent to have every assistance we can give her for this very important test.
That's about right.
Splendid. Now, if you just relax, Mrs. Bent, while we arrange the lights. Now, just take it easy, Mrs. Ben, but give it all you've got. The camera ready?
Okay.
All right, camera. Now, Mrs. Ben, turn your head slowly to the right. Now, to the left, slowly. Way around. We want to get both profiles. That's it. Now, face the camera. Smile. No, you're happy. That's it. Now, you look just a little to your right. You see your lover approaching down the lane. You're very happy to see him wave. You see a woman with him. You're jealous. You're angry. You're very angry. You feel as though you could kill her. And suddenly you realize it's his arm. Hey, Coach. What's happened?
I think they've turned the juice off on us.
Congratulations, Mrs. Ben. A perfect fade out to a lovely scene. I'm sure the film will justify my reactions. I'm seldom mistaken.
Then you'll take me?
Really?
And how?
The moment you walked into my office, I pinned my faith on you. You're progressing much faster than I'd even hoped. And since seeing your last test, I'm convinced that you're possessed of the divine fire. You're now ready to scale the heights.
Oh, Mr. Holland.
Calling Mr. Holland.
Isn't that call for you?
Calling Mr. Holland.
I suppose so. But I prefer to ignore business while we're at luncheon.
Why don't you answer it? It might be important.
Oh, boy.
Mr. Holland?
Yes. What? Hamilton D. Holland speaking.
All right. It's 12:30. Now, what am I supposed to say?
You know I never discuss business at this hour.
He's certainly working hard on this one.
Boy, is she a lifesaver.
Very soon I hope to see your name in electric lights. The star of your first picture.
How much do you think it's going to cost to make this picture?
Well, under careful supervision, which of course I shall furnish, I should say it can be done for approximately 40,000. That's the amount that that's the amount you said we could figure on, isn't it?
Yes.
When could I speak to your husband?
Well, I could bring him to the studio this afternoon.
Then. Waiter.
Let me pay it. For good luck.
Oh, now, please.
Oh, no. Everything now must be done the business way. You can take me to lunch tomorrow.
Mom, you noticed a change in Helen in the past 2 weeks?
Well, yes, I have.
Yeah? What have you noticed?
She's getting terribly extravagant, buying all those new clothes and doodads.
Are they the kind of clothes you'd be using on a farm? Not in a million years, they're not. Listen, Helen's been bitten by a bug. The motion picture bug. Yeah, that ain't all. There's a man after her.
You mean to say that Helen's been running around with another man?
Well, not exactly a man. Listen, he's one of the slickest fakes in the motion picture business. If we don't do something about it, he'll be talking Helen into investing Bob's money.
Oh, you frighten me. That would be terrible.
Something's got to be done.
Hello there. Anybody home?
And done quick. Well, look who's here. Hi, Bob.
Well, we didn't expect you back so soon.
Where's Helen?
She's out.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, I found it at last. Nicest little farm in California. Say, wait till you see this place.
What kind of a farm is it?
Oh, it's a nut farm, and you'll be
Right at home.
Yeah, I bet you'll change your mind about coming in with me. Oh, that's the bungalow. 7 rooms, all modern improvements.
I think it's beautiful.
Hey, what's all this desert around here? Where are the other houses?
What other houses?
Neighbors' houses.
Hey, the nearest neighbor is 5 miles away.
Oh, won't Helen just love that?
Yeah. Did she say where she was going?
No, she didn't.
Bob, have you bought this farm yet?
No, I'm going to see the agent in the morning.
Don't wait till the morning. Buy it now before Helen gets home.
Oh, and I want Helen to see the pictures of
Buy
it.
it first and make her like it afterwards.
Hey, what are you driving at, huh?
You tell him, Ma.
Come on, out with it.
Oh, I hate to tell you.
Well, now, why all the mystery? What's happened around here?
Willie said that Helen's running around with another man.
How do you know?
I've seen them together dozens of times on the boulevard. His name is Holland, and he's a fake, and he's got a studio in Poverty Row. You better buy this farm before Helen gets your money away from you.
Hello there. Oh, won't you come in?
I saw you come back, Mr. Bent. You find what you wanted this trip?
Oh, yes. Here.
By the way, I saw your wife down on the boulevard a short while ago.
You did. Was she alone?
Yep. There's a man with her. A fine-looking fella. Where is this farm, Mr. Bent?
Huh? Oh, down in Picanto Valley. It's a nut farm.
Taking Willie with you? That's a good one, ain't it? Likely-looking place. How many acres?
50.
Sure is.
Sure is what?
Nifty. That's quite a house.
Yes, it's lovely.
Yes, she is. You think your wife will like it?
The nearest neighbor is 5 miles away.
Yeah, we won't be bothered with having people run in on us all the time.
The neighbors will have to drive over.
Yeah.
Is that something new?
Huh? Oh, yes, that's my wife's latest photograph.
Looks like your wife. She's pretty, ain't she? Ought to be in a movie.
Hey, can't something be done about this?
I could speak to a friend of mine.
Thanks.
Oh, no trouble at all. Always glad to give advice about a farm. I know land from May to Izzard.
He can hear pretty well when you don't want him to.
Goodbye. Don't mind me. Little hard of hearing.
Bye, Mr. Sliscom.
Bob, I hope you haven't offended Mr. Sliscom. I wish you'd be more careful.
Careful. My wife's running around with another man, and you ask me to be careful.
Oh, Bob, she's up against a racket she doesn't know anything about.
Shut up.
All right. Have it your own way. But you better buy that farm.
Oh, Bob. Mom. Willie. Oh, Bob, I've got so much to tell you. Come and sit down. Bob, we're going to be rich. Rich, sweetheart. I've got talent. I've got what they call at the studio, the divine fire. Bob, I'm going to be a star. Think of it, a star. With one picture, we're going to triple our money. And look at these stills. Aren't they lovely? Isn't that nice? Oh, and Bob, they say at the studio I'm so lucky to have Mr. Holland so interested in me. I'm an emotional find. Oh, Bob, I'm so happy. Aren't you?
No. I'm darned unhappy.
Why do you say that?
Because I mean it. What are you running around with this man Holland for?
What do you mean running around with him?
Why, running around with him. Well, I've been looking for a home for us.
Why, Bob Bent, I never heard of such a thing. Oh.
Don't let the waterworks get you, Bob.
Man.
Say, I want this nonsense stopped. One moving picture nut in the family is enough. I happen to know this man Holland's reputation, and he's a crook. He's a crook, and no respectable woman would be seen on the street with him.
This is some of your doing. What have you been telling Bob?
Nothing but the truth, sister. Why, Holland will have Bob's money inside of a month. Then Bob will be broke. Broke in California. And if there's one state in the world worse than any other to go broken, it's California.
Oh.
Oh, no. Say, come on over here. I want to show you some pictures. Oh, now, don't cry, honey. Come on, sit down. I want to show you something. Hey, look here. Here are the pictures of the farm I found.
You wouldn't even look at my pictures.
Why, yes, I did. Why, I thought they were beautiful.
Honestly?
Of course. Hey, look, here's a picture of the house. Isn't that a beauty?
Well, where are the other houses? The neighbors' houses?
Well, there aren't any near neighbors. We'll be all by ourselves. Won't that be great?
Yes, I suppose so.
And we'll be independent for life. The owner showed me his figures for last year, and he cleared over $5,000.
Oh, but that's nothing compared to what Mr. Holland said I could make. But I suppose that's all over now.
Ah, the girl. See, we have time to close the deal this afternoon. What do you say?
All right.
Oh,
Oh, but I thought...
gee, honey, we're going to be awfully happy up there in the mountains. Away from everybody.
Away from everybody.
Yeah. And at night, when the stars are out, why, it's so still, you can almost hear your heart beat.
How far is it from Hollywood?
Oh, a long ways.
Is it near a railroad?
No. But sometimes when the wind's in the right direction, you can hear the train whistle. Ooh, way off.
Oh.
Oh, gee, honey, you're gonna love this place. Why, at night, after the sun is down, you can hear the wild animals howling.
Wild animals?
Oh, just the sort of place I've been dreaming of for years.
Oh. Bob, you've always let me do what I wanted to before.
Well, I'd do it now if I thought it was the right thing to do. Of course, I never had a great opinion of Willie, but I think he knows what he's talking about this time.
Bob, the studio's only 5 minutes from here.
Yeah, but the real estate office closes in a...
Oh, but it's right on our way, Bob. And it'll only take us a few minutes to see the test. Bob, if they find out that we're not going to do the pictures, they'll destroy the test. Oh, and I wanted so to have you see it.
Oh, now, please, honey. Don't coax me.
No. I wouldn't have you do anything you don't want to do.
Just because we look like famous stars doesn't mean we work for nothing.
Say, listen, what do you suppose I got this furniture and set the stage for? You'll get paid. Now, this client will be here any minute now. All I want is the old routine.
You'll get the old routine. I never did like this racket anyway, but a girl's got to live.
Oh, why talk about it? After all,
I'll get my
getting
pay this
paid.
time. Be the last time you see me around this joint.
I don't see how I could possibly do it for $100,000, but of course if Mr. Holland says so.
Well, I certainly would take Mr. Holland's advice. You remember that extra $50,000 he got me on my last contract?
Oh, there's a chair, dear. Oh, pardon me.
Pardon me for staring, but there's something about you which reminds me of my sister.
Oh. Say, John, have you got a cigarette?
No, May, but perhaps this gentleman has one.
Yes, of course.
Much obliged.
Will you have one?
Thank you so much.
Say, what can you do with a match?
Oh, yes, I have a match.
That's us. Come on.
I'm so tired. I think I go home.
Oh, now don't say that, Greta. We'll sign the contracts in the morning.
All right.
Well, Mrs. Bent, I'm so sorry to have kept you waiting.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Holland. I want you to know my husband. He's come to see my test.
How do you do, Mr. Bent?
How do you do, Mr. Holland?
Well, won't you come in?
Oh, thank you.
It'll take the operator a few minutes to get the film ready, and then we'll go in the projection room.
Oh, we had a few minutes, haven't we, Bob? Haven't we, Bob?
Huh? Oh, yes, yes.
By Jove, you're right. Mr. Bent, would you mind turning your head just a little more to the left, please?
There, you see what I mean?
Now that you mention it, I do. It's remarkable.
See, what's all this about?
Mr. Bent, you're a very lucky man.
Why?
Didn't anyone ever tell you that you look like Adolphe Menjou?
No.
Boy, am I glad to see you get off the hook. That Holland would take the gold out of your teeth. What a racket. And just think, some of those nitwits fall for it. Oh, boy, is he slick. If I had one half of his line of talk, I'd lick the world.
Hey, what do you know about the picture business? All you do is to sit around and talk. If you knew 1/10 as much as you think you do, you'd be drawn down a salary instead of sitting around here criticizing people.
Bob, please.
If I want to put my money, you understand, not yours. If I want to invest in a business that I believe is going to pay big profits, I'm going to do it without any advice from you.
Then you didn't buy the farm?
No. I've been shown some figures in Mr. Holland's office, figures to prove what he says. He's letting me in for 50%.
Yeah, for $40,000. So, you got in your dirty work, didn't you?
Hey, that's a fine thing for you to say to your sister.
And that's a fine thing for my sister to do to her husband.
Boys, please.
Mr. Bitterford's coming tonight to read us a story.
Oh, I give up. But listen to me. Remember, when you're down and out and you're broke and you haven't got a cent and you're living in hall bedrooms, don't come to me.
Oh, Willie, where are you going?
I'm leaving this house for good.
Good.
Oh.
Now, never mind. Sit down. He'll be back as soon as it's time to eat again.
Well, that script ought to be around here someplace. What was the name of it?
Scorching Passion. You know, the one about the desert, the Foreign Legion.
Oh, great grief. Are we going to start making that picture again?
We are. We can find the script.
I remember most of it.
You remembered most of it when you first wrote it.
Wait a minute. What's this? Sorry, Biddy. I forgot about your hay fever.
It's not hay fever, I tell you. It's
the echo of a summer cold.
Well, there's the...
Masterpiece. I'm going to hike over there now while the deal's hot. You fellas put a new cover on it. I'll see you over at the Bent's bungalow. Don't forget, tonight we're dressing. How do you do? Is this Mr. Bent's house?
Yes.
Is he at home?
No, he's just gone down to the corner to get some cigars. Won't you come in?
Thank you.
I'm Mrs. Bent's mother.
I'd have known it if I'd met you in a crowd. You resemble your very attractive daughter.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, decidedly. Mrs.
Barton.
Barton? You see, there was a very famous actress by that name. Her home was in Trenton. Or was it in Newark?
Newark? I used to live in Newark. I don't remember hearing about her.
Well, she died a great many years ago. Wouldn't it be strange if your daughter inherited her talent? Beautiful. Beautiful. She reminds me of... Now, don't tell me.
Marion Davies.
That. Only your daughter's eyes have a deeper fire.
She takes a nice picture, doesn't she?
Mrs. Barton, your daughter is a very beautiful woman. I see a great resemblance.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you. I've just driven in from my farm. I'm a trifle tired.
Oh, you own a farm?
I own 3. All purchased with the profits, the huge profits of the motion picture business.
Oh. You're the moving picture man?
Yes. Hamilton T. Holland. I see your daughter has been telling you about it.
No, my son has told me about you.
Oh. Oh, your son. Let's see. His name is...
Willie.
Of course, Willie Barton. Oh, yeah, a talented boy.
What?
He's destined to make a great name for himself. I've had my eye on him for some time.
Is that so?
Mrs. Barton, you should be a very proud woman. To be the mother of 2 such talented children.
But Willie tells me that
Your son doesn't understand me, Mrs. Barton. Being misunderstood is the bitter misfortune of every great producer.
Dear, I wish Willie was here.
Oh, they won't listen to me. They think I'm a false alarm.
Willie, you must do something to stop them.
Or you'll think I'm a false alarm, too, huh?
If you go away tonight without making one final effort, yes.
Take me in your strong arms once more, Eustace.
What?
I didn't say anything.
I'll be waiting here, Eustace. And should you never return, I'll go on and on and on.
Willie, you can't go now.
That's right. If they think I'm a false alarm, wait till they see me in action.
Attaboy. Maybe Dad can help it.
That's an idea. He's a hard-headed businessman. Bring him along.
Goodbye, Eustace. Goodbye.
Who's this Eustace?
He's my lover in the picture.
Oh.
He's just left me to ride across the burning desert. A year rolls by.
And you're back in Newark.
No, silly. Cairo. I see the camels coming across the desert. I walk.
A mile.
Marty, you don't know the story. Mr. Biddeford said there's a smash at the end of it.
You bet there is. For Bob and his 40,000.
No such thing. Why the money Bob's going to make out of this picture?
You can put in a flea's eye.
Why are you so obstinate? Do you think you know more than Mr. Holland?
Yes.
I walk and walk.
And so, Mrs. Barton, I'm looking forward to making a lot of money. For all of us.
Yes.
And I feel...
Willie, what brought you back?
I changed my mind.
You know Mr. Holland.
Yeah, I know.
How do you do, Willie?
Have you seen your sister?
Yeah. She's out in the garden rehearsing her primitive emotions. I love you. I hate you. Take back your jewels. I go to your other man. I scorn your advances. I'm through. I'm through, I tell you. No. I know not what I'm saying. Take me back. Take me back. Take me back.
Willie Barton, have you gone crazy?
Look out in the garden and get a load of her.
Got to practice.
Here on the desert sands, Eustace, I await the coming of each dawn.
Isn't that lovely? Willie, you ought to be ashamed of yourself making fun of your sister.
What, has he sold you too?
Willie doesn't realize that his sister possesses the divine fire.
And her husband possesses $40,000.
Goodbye, Eustace. Perhaps forever.
Willie, did you know that there was a great actress in Newark by the name of Barton?
What has that got to do with the noise in the garden?
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Holland?
How do you do?
I hope you don't mind Willie's playfulness.
Not at all. Your mother and I were enjoying the performance.
Come right in, gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Van.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Biddeford?
How do you do, Mrs. Van?
And Mr. Van
Good
Norton.
evening, Mrs. Benn. I met these gentlemen outside.
Did you bring the story, Mr. Biddeford?
Oh, yes, indeed, Mrs. Van.
Mother dear, I want you to meet Mr. Biddeford, the author.
How do you do?
And Mr. Van Norton, my leading man.
Oh, so you're back, eh?
Yes, brother.
I didn't think you had the gumption to go through with it.
That remains to be seen.
Now I want you all to be quite comfortable. Mr. Biddeford, you sit right here, please,
Thank you.
where the light will fall over your shoulders.
Maybe it would be better if it would fall on his head.
Oh, no. No, it's much better over the shoulders. And Mr. Van Norton.
Oh, if you don't mind, I'll just sit over here.
Oh, all right. And, Mother, will you sit here next to Mr. Biddeford, please? And Mr. Holland, next to my mother, please.
Thanks.
And, darling, over there, please.
Oh, yes.
Well, I guess we're all ready now.
The action begins in a small country village.
Oh, Mother, will you answer that, please?
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Lipton?
How do you do?
Hello, Agatha. Come right in.
Thank you.
This is Mr. Van Norton, Helen's leading man. This is Mr. Sliscombe and his daughter Agatha. Mr. Sliscombe's our landlord. He owns this bungalow court.
Play actor or picture? Oh. Funny, I never seen one before. So close, too.
And this is Mr. Biddeford.
How do you do?
Mr. Biddeford's an author. And this is Mr. Howland.
How do you do? Well, come right in, sir. We're very glad to have you.
Thank you.
We're just about to hear Helen's new play.
Well, we're just in time.
Billy, give Mr. Sliscombe your chair.
Let's go. Thank you. Agatha.
Well, I think we're ready to proceed, don't you?
Yes, let's do.
The action begins in a small country village.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It is about 7 of a bright spring morning. The village lads are driving the cows to pasture.
What time do you say?
About 7 in the morning. Why?
You make your cows lose 3 hours. 4 o'clock in the morning's the time we drive cows to pasture. Ain't that so, Mr. Holland?
Why, of course. Change the time to 4 o'clock, Mr. Biddeford.
Oh, all right.
Begin again, Mr. Biddeford.
It is about 7 in the morning.
There's another thing. Village lads don't drive cows to pasture. It's country boys.
Of course. What's the matter with you, Biddeford?
I'll change the first sequence. After the cows are in the pasture, Eustace, that's the hero, meets Molly, that's the heroine. Molly carries a pail on her arm. She's on her way to pick wild blackberries.
Pick what?
Wild blackberries.
In the spring? Better make it late August.
It has to be in the spring.
Then cut out the blackberries. Make it dandelion green. Or spinach. Besides, dandelion greens are healthy. Blackberries give you a bellyache.
Mr. Sliscombe, we're going to begin again. Please be quiet.
I think so. That fellow's got hay fever.
I have not got hay fever.
That's what I said, mister. Hay fever. Hold it. Gesundheit.
Can I get you a little spirits of ammonia?
No, not pneumonia. Hay fever.
It's not hay.
Hey, nanny, and a hot cha-cha. Gesundheit. That goldenrod does that. Well, let's remove it.
I think I'm all right now.
Then start again from the beginning.
Well, the action begins in a small country village. It is about 4 of a bright spring morning. The village, the country boys, are driving the cows to pasture. And then across the desert,
Well, go on. What's the matter with you, Biddeford? You've been over an hour reading that script.
come the cattle. What's the cattle? The cattle.
Camels.
Camel. Carrying the Foreign Legion to the rescue. Then he takes her in his arms, and we fade out.
Oh, well, now, that's a right pretty story. How much did you say this picture was to cost?
$40,000.
Could you make a better one for 50?
Mr. Sliscombe, You're the type of hard-boiled businessman I like to meet. Why, for $10,000 more, we can make this not merely a picture, but an epic. Epic?
And a glass of beer.
Well, that's a good idea.
Here, Holland. This was to be my proposition.
Now, I just thought I'd like to be in on it. Of course, if you object,
Now, gentlemen, please, I'm sure we can reach a satisfactory agreement. Now, for $40,000, we're assured of a comfortable profit. But if, by Mr. Sliscom simply investing $10,000 more, we can double our own profit, good business seems to say do it.
Yes. Sounds reasonable.
Well, then, gentlemen, I've got stuff. Change this contract to read 40% to you, and 15% to Mr. Sliscom, and 45% to the Holland Production. If you gentlemen would just initial these changes.
Yes.
yes, sir. You're not going to go through with this. Oh, Mr. Sliscom, you ought to know better. Agatha will tell you.
Yes, Dad.
Now, honey, you just keep out of this. Bob, you're not going to throw your money away like this, are you?
Just a moment, gentlemen. I have a very pleasant surprise that I've been saving until the signing of this contract. Now, as you know, a great deal of the success of the picture will depend upon the director. Well, I've had a certain young man under observation for quite some time. And I am very happy to announce that I have chosen for this very important position none other than my very good friend, Willie Barton.
Do you mean that?
Absolutely.
Put it in the contract. Matt! Matt! Hey, where's my assistant director?
Yes, sir.
Say, where's some people around here? Where's the Foreign Legion? Where's the Bedouins?
They're not here yet, sir.
But why?
Mr. Holland wants to see you in his office.
All right, hold everything. Look here, Chief, I got a big set. Where are all the people? What's wrong?
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think we're going to shoot that set.
Not shoot it. Why, it's the big kick of the picture. What's the matter?
Well, to be quite frank, we're just a little short.
What do you mean?
I mean that the bankroll is no more.
Oh, so that's it. You almost had me fooled. I thought maybe you were going to give Bob and Sliscom a run for their money.
Willie, you misjudge me. Why, I have figures here to show that every cent of the $50,000 has been spent legitimately.
Yeah, I know. $2,500 for a story.
No, Willie. No. $5,000 for a story.
That's bitter.
$5,000 for supervision.
That's you.
Correct. $5,000 for a box office name.
That's Van Norton.
Correct. $15,000 for studio rental. $10,000 for sets. $6,000 for labor. And the balance, incidental.
That's me.
Well, in a way, no. No, I felt that you'd be amply repaid by this marvelous opportunity.
Marvelous opportunity to discover how big a crook you are. Why, you never intended to finish this picture. You were just going to take a couple of chumps for a buggy ride, but you made one mistake, Mr. Holland. You thought I was a mug.
Willie, can it be possible I was wrong?
I'll bet you had a lot of laughs letting me direct this picture. Well, if you think I'm licked, you're crazy.
Please use my phone.
I'll use it. Hello, Ma. Listen, Ma. Get a hold of Bob and come down to the studio right away. Get Sliscom and Agatha, if she'll come. I can't explain now, Mother. Get down here right away. Hurry. All right, Mr. Slicker. Come on out in the set and watch my smoke. I was engaged to direct this picture, and I'm going to finish it in spite of you and your incidental.
Good luck. The cruise time is up at 5 o'clock.
That's long enough for me, and from now on, you keep out of my way. One of these days, Mr. Holland, you're going to have the pleasure of rubbing your big nose up against my fist.
What a determined young man.
Folks, we'll only have a few hours to make this scene, but I've explained it to you, so it's up to you. Now, you all remember where Eustace and Molly are fleeing across the desert, pursued by the Bedouins.
Yes.
Yeah. The Foreign Legion comes to the rescue.
Yes, I remember Mr. Biddeford reading that.
That's it, Mom, except we have no Bedouins and no Foreign Legion. But I'm sure if you people all help me out, we can get along without it. What do you say?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course, yes.
Well, we'll do the best we can.
Van Norton, you and Helen enter over that sand dune there.
All right.
Mom, you and Sliscom, you be the Foreign Legion. Now, you stand right over here. Over here, Mom. That's right. Oh, Mr. Sliscom, you know the kind of a noise a camel makes when he runs?
No, but I can do a pretty good horse.
All right, let me hear your horse run. In the mud? Anywhere, in the sand, in the desert. How about you, Mom?
You mean like this?
Ah, that's great, Mom. Now let me hear them both together. Ah, the Foreign Legion. Eustace? Oh, boys, off the set. Give your director a break, will you? You and Molly, you're all in. You look back. You see the better ones coming. Oh, that's enough of that. Stop it. Whoa. All right, come on, let's try it once. All right, Eustace. Come on, Molly. Stagger on. All right, look back. See the better one's coming. Grab her, Eustace. That's it. Good. Read your speech.
I've forgotten it.
We're all set to go, and you forget your speech. The better ones are coming. I've got to kill you, darling, you mug. All right, come on, once again. All right, you see him?
The better ones are coming. I've got to kill you, darling. You mug.
No, you're a mug. Don't say it. All right, grab him, Molly, when he says that. Be brutal to her, Eustace. No, be brutal. Push her to her knees. Yank out your saber. Molly, bare your throat. No, not too much. You'll teach little children to steal. Then the Foreign Legion comes galloping on. All right, let's go.
Get ready.
How's that for sound?
Okay, a little stronger on the better ones.
Let's make it. Cameras all set? Sound ready? Lights? This is the picture.
Quiet, everybody. This is the picture.
The better ones are coming. I've got to kill you, darling. We'll stay together. Legion! Oh, was that a bad one?
My story was all right. That director ruined it.
Well, let's get out of here before they meet the friends of the deceased.
Oh, Bob, this is terrible.
Yes. I wish I could lay my hands on that kid brother of yours.
Did you hear me, Nan? Yes, we heard you.
I'm sorry, Willie.
Oh, that's all right. I guess maybe I'm not so hot.
It was a shame the way they laughed all the way through the desert sequence.
Yeah, wasn't it? That's my picture. What did you think of it, Mr. Meyer?
Well, we understand, Willie. It's your first attempt.
Did you hear the way they laughed at that desert sequence?
If our comedies could only be as funny as that drama.
Say, is this scorching passion yours?
Yeah.
Would you mind getting it out of here before it smells up the place? It must have been pretty bad the way they all laughed.
No, Willie. You'll have to admit it was funny where Helen was chased by the bull.
Yes, and when she got caught in the fence, too.
What was that cloud of dust that kept coming into the desert scene?
Oh, that was your father, pawing with the Foreign Legion.
I'll bet Dad had $10,000 worth of fun out of that picture.
Sure, and the audience got a lot of laughs out of it, too. Wait a minute.
What is it?
We've got a lot of work to do.
Come on, let's get a taxi.
What kind of a horse? Don't know, never tried. That's a laugh, ain't it, Joe? Gotta be some more of that stuff around here someplace.
Listen, Willie, I didn't mind you getting me out of bed last night, and I don't mind helping you do this. But do you realize that we've been cutting this picture for 14 hours?
We're on the last lap now, Joe. Meyer said he'd look at this stuff if I had it ready for him by 2 o'clock.
I know, Willie, but I haven't even had a cup of coffee.
Oh, come on, Joe. Don't give up the ship.
Joe, the last wheel is okay. Just stick that one scene and go home to your wife and kitty.
All right, here you are, Willie. But listen, I haven't even had a cup of coffee.
All right, here we go. Wish me luck and get Joe a cup of coffee.
There must be something in this climate that makes fools out of sensible people.
She's gone. Who's gone? Agatha. She's been down all night and gone all day. And it's Willie's fault. And if I don't fill his back full of buckshot, it's my fault.
Well, why blame Willie?
Her bed ain't been slept in.
Well, what's Willie got to do with that? If your girl went away with my Willie, that's her fault.
You know, don't take it so hard. Try and be calm.
Everybody picking on Willie. If you'd bought that farm, we wouldn't be in all this trouble.
Have you heard anything about the picture?
No.
But, Bob,
Now, don't worry. Don't worry. We'll pull out all right.
darling, you've been so sweet. You haven't said an unkind word to me.
No, and I'm not going to. We'll start all over again.
Oh, by the way, dear, I'll have to borrow your bracelets.
What?
Well, I'm broke. I'm a little in debt. I'll have to sell them to pay our fare to Newark.
Oh, Bob. I haven't got them.
You haven't got them.
No. I let Willie take them.
Willie? But why? When?
Well, he was just here. He said he was in an awful jam and needed the money.
Why, those jewels are worth more than $2,000.
I know. I know. He said he needed some money to put over a great deal.
Yeah, a great deal of hoeing.
Well, Aunt Raleigh is my brother.
Yeah, and I suppose I'm only your husband, eh? Can you beat it? He ruins me and then takes my wife's jewels. Everything's gone.
As I live and breathe, if it isn't the boy director.
Gosh, don't rub it in, Mr. Holland.
Buck up here. The first 100 pictures are the hardest.
Yeah, I guess I certainly messed that last one up.
It's all right. No hard feelings. How's your brother-in-law?
I don't know. I'm afraid to go home.
Well, what's on your mind, Willie?
Well, I'm sorry for the way I talked to you the last day of the picture, Mr. Holland, and I thought maybe I could make it up to you some way for all the trouble I caused you.
Well, I was a little hurt at your attitude. I lost a lot of valuable time and was put to no little expense. But that's all right.
You see, Mr. Holland, I expect to make another picture.
Of course.
And I'd like to keep this picture off the market.
It's not a bad idea.
I thought maybe I could buy your interest, so I raised a little money.
How much money?
$1,500.
I'd like to help you out, Willie, but I couldn't do it for $1,500. Now, if you were to say $2,500.
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Holland, I might go to $2,000.
Well, Willie, our friendship means too much for this sort of bargaining. Make it $2,100. It's a deal.
Well, could I have a piece of paper or something?
Of course. Just as soon as you bring the money.
Here you are, Mr. Holland. Gosh. I haven't got very much left, have I?
No. But you're acquiring 45% of the picture through that bill of sale.
I certainly appreciate this, Mr. Holland.
Paul, I call it good business.
I hope you're right.
Gentlemen, you have just seen a marvelous specimen of the American mammal known as the sucker. Hamilton T. Holland speaking.
Meyer, of the Monarch Picture Corporation.
Yes, Mr. Meyer.
Your director, Barton, made some changes in that picture. and it looks pretty good. And I'd like to make a deal with you to buy it.
Well, I I don't know that I'd be able to sell outright, but I'll be in your office late this afternoon. Yes. Yes, goodbye. Boys, Meyer wants to buy the picture. Has that kid put something over on me? And I said something about a sucker. Where's my hat? Are you alone?
Why, yes. I'm alone.
Well, I've been thinking about you losing everything. And I've come here to make you a proposition.
If you and your gang think you're going to get any more money out of me, you're crazy. I'm broke.
Oh, I'm not here to get any money from you. I'm here to give you some.
You what?
I've decided to stand part of your loss. Oh, I should have known better than to let Willie direct that picture.
Don't mention his name to me again.
Sit down, Mr. Bent. Now, you lost $40,000, and I feel obligated to stand my share of it. I have here a certified check for $10,000.
$10,000? For me?
Right. And just to keep everything on a business basis, would you mind signing this?
Let me understand this. You're willing to take my share of the picture off my hands for $10,000. Are you sure you can afford it?
Well, I guess it won't cripple me. Besides, it relieves my conscience.
That's a funny thing. I've been over to the studio all day looking for you. Blood in my eye, too. Now you come here of your own accord and offer me $10,000. I suppose with your knowledge of the business, you'll be able to salvage something.
Not a cent, Mr. Bent.
Not a cent?
Not a cent.
No, I can't take the money.
But Mr. Bent,
No, it wouldn't be right.
But if I'm willing to...
Now, see here, I went into this thing with my eyes open. It's up to me to take my medicine. Now, if Willie'd known anything about directing, we'd have made money. Now, that's true, isn't it?
Yes, of course, he burlesque it. But I want to do the right thing by you, Mr. Bent. You know that, don't you?
Yes, but...
There are no buts about it. You sit down, sign that contract, and take that money.
Well, how about Mr. Sliscom?
I'll take care of Mr. Sliscom just as soon as our business is completed.
Oh, well. In that case, of course...
Oh, I didn't know we had company.
How do you do, Mrs. Bent?
Say, isn't it great, honey? Mr. Holland is going to buy my share of the picture for $10,000.
$10,000?
Yes, I thought it only fair that I...
I'll say it's fair. There's no ink.
Oh, there's a bottle of it right in the kitchen. I'll get it.
Oh, Mom! Where's the ink? Bob's going to get $10,000.
Land's sakes, Bob. Sign that thing and go buy a farm.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Sign right here, Mr. Bent.
Just a minute. What's going on here? Howdy, Jesse James. I thought I was a pretty smart fellow, but compared to you, I'm just a boob.
I don't know what you mean.
It never occurred to me you'd pull this trick, but I guess the Marines have landed. Why don't you give yourself up?
Say, now, look here. You've made trouble enough. Mr. Holland is giving me $10,000.
Relax.
Well, you see, it's like this.
Don't start to oil me. Just get out of here.
But I'm here on business.
And I'm here to mess it up.
You can't queer any deal for me.
Let's talk this over.
Willie! Bob, stop him!
Come back here, you young fool.
Take it easy, everybody. Mr. Holland and I have a little unfinished business.
Don't you realize that $10,000 is walking right out of this house?
Here's the one I promised.
Oh, Willie!
Are you hurt?
He never even touched me.
Why, if you queered my deal with Holland,
I'm afraid I have, I hope.
Why, you young...
Don't you dare lay a finger on him.
Yeah, Mother.
There's trouble in the garden. There's a body in the fish pond.
Drag him under the lilies.
Where are you going?
To get my gun.
No, you're not. You're going to stay right here.
Mother!
You shut up, too. If my boy's in trouble, it's all your fault. Willie, have you done anything to Agatha?
Yes.
Oh, he married me. Oh.
What? Hey, look
My
here.
boy.
I'm going to tell Holland that I'm not responsible
Now,
for
Bob,
this.
wait a minute. I have here a contract from the Monarch Picture Corporation.
What?
For an alleged drama called Scorching Passion.
Only it's not a drama. It's a comedy.
In addition, I have a check for $10,000 on account. The balance of $80,000 agreed upon.
$80,000.
Will be paid when you sign this contract.
Well, Willie, how did you do all this?
Tell him about me, honey.
He bought Holland's half interest and sold the picture to Maya.
And I had all that fun, didn't cost me anything.
Well, I don't know. You got me for a son-in-law.
Oh, boy, we can get that nut farm after all. Now you can come and live with it.
Well, that's up to Ma. The 45% that I bought from Holland belongs to Mom.
Oh, I can't take it. What would you do?
Oh, don't worry about us. Willie signed a contract to direct for Maya at $750 a week.
You should have held out for $750 a week. $250 ain't enough.
Here, boys, sign the contract.